middle, spins right, slips two defenders, and then scores midair. Gets around Wheat, off the bounce, shot, and a score. Wow.
There on the move.
Near side, sets up a shot and a score for Miller. Levine with some speed. Levine fakes a pass. Levine all the way is going to fire and score. Who's the man? Spellman's the man. That's who. Shot, score. It's hat trick time for Mike Durkin.
For the steps, line comes over.
Shot, score.
One-on-one with Hall.
There he is. There's the pass, there's the score, and there's the win. Up top, Druin. He wants a shot, and he's got it. Wow.
Krikorian behind the cage.
It's a dash to his right, wraps it around for the goal. Hale gets inside, shot and score for the victory. Chase, extra feed, shot, score, game over. Well, hello everyone, and welcome here to Portsmouth. Nick Anastas, Roger Howe with you, getting set for the NHIAA Division II semifinal matchup between defending champion Derryfield and the Portsmouth Clippers, who finished out the regular season 14-1. One of those 14 victories was over the Derryfield Cougars, while Derryfield in turn ended up just fine at 12-3. Each team has already won 3 tournament games to get here to the Final Four. And as we know, Roger, the second time around, really anything can happen.
Jeez, it has been...
For all of our athletes. Now, let's meet the starting lineup. For the Derryfield School, at midi, number 1, Kyle Carpentier. Number 2, at midi, Chaz Dean. Number 4, at midi, Ryan Etcho. Number 11 on defense, Dugan Brewer-Little. Number 12 on defense, Tyler Letary. Number 14 on attack, Alex Murray. Number 19 at attack, Cole Garrett. Number 22 on attack, Chili Cabot. Number 24 on defense, Andrew Wall. And number 13 in goal, Jackson Snyder. Now, the starting lineup.
Played them in the last couple of playoff runs, whether it be semifinals or finals, and they've never been able to beat Derryfield. I think this is a deciding moment for them, and moving on with their program. Derryfield, as you said, they're very young, and this is their time.
All right, when we come back, we'll get Roger's keys to the game, and then the game itself. Semifinals, a trip to the championship game on the line. Derryfield and Portsmouth coming up next. You are watching Friday Night Lights New Hampshire, presented by Beals Insurance. Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school, varsity, and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. Are you thinking of selling your home? Well, now may be the time, given that spring is here, the market is hot, and interest rates remain at all-time lows. It's time to call Roger Howe, a licensed professional realtor with the Bean Group. Not sure what your home is worth? Roger will provide a market analysis for you at no charge. With 12 years experience in residential, commercial, leasing, and investment properties, Roger knows your local market. So contact Roger Howe of the Bean Group today. Is your company interested in showcasing your brand to thousands of high school sports fans across New Hampshire? If not, why not? And if so, let's go. Friday Night Lights New Hampshire is seeking sponsorship partners. It's the perfect way for your company to get out in front of the moms and dads who make up our community. Help us help you, and we can grow together. If you're interested in partnering with Friday Night Lights New Hampshire, then email us at fnlnhmedia@gmail.com. That's fnlnhmedia@gmail.com. Join our team today.
Portsmouth and Derryfield here in the semifinals. Nick Anastas, Roger Howe with you here on Friday Night Lights New Hampshire, presented by Beals Insurance. Roger, your keys as these two teams get set for the rematch.
Two midfielders come out of these two teams that are going to need to be watched by both defenses. Number one, Mike Durkin from Portsmouth. He was the leading scorer in that game at Derryfield in overtime. He didn't work out so well with the Winnicott matchup here. Did not have a good stick that night, but he's going to be hot to go. And then Quinn Silvio on the Derryfield side. He had 4 goals against Winnicott in a very tough game towards the end of the season. He's been hot lately. Watch those two midfielders.
The two head coaches, longtime heads of the program. Of course, on the Derryfield side, Chris Hetler, 6 championships over the course of the last decade or so between Divisions 2 and 3. Derryfield comes in technically as the 4-time defending champion.
Yeah, they do.
There was no lacrosse played last year, as we know, due to the COVID-19 situation. And then on the home sidelines, longtime head coach Chad Vischer, hoping to guide the ship back into the championship round for the first time in 4 years.
Indeed, and those 2 out of those defending championship runs for Derryfield, 2 of those opponents were Portsmouth,
right?
And that occurred back in 2017 and 2018. So Portsmouth has got a lot to get back here. Like I said at the beginning of the broadcast, and great day for lacrosse here. It's cooled down a little bit. We should be good to go.
Yeah, it was humid in the region yesterday. Today, a little breezier out here on the seacoast, a couple miles away from the Atlantic Ocean. Not too bad at all. The sun is out. The crowd has shown up for Portsmouth and Derryfield. Cougar supporters making the trek over from Manchester. Derryfield in the road maroons, Portsmouth in their home whites, and we are underway here on the turf field in the Port City. This one takes a bounce. It's 8 different players there in the region taking a poke. And finally, it looks like Derryfield going to come away with it. Ryan Caparelli, the senior, did have it in his stick. A whistle, though. It's going to give this one over to Derryfield. So Caparelli ensures it, draws the whistle. And now the Cougars setting up on the attack for the first time, heading left to right. A lot of chatter. We expect that throughout the game, Roger. The defense really on both teams communicate very well.
They do indeed, and the 2 games we've done here, the communication from the goaltender for Portsmouth has been very, very good from Michaelitis. He commands his defense, and he's great on the clears.
That's Skylar Michaelitis, the junior goaltender. Watching Derryfield as they work the perimeter. This is Chaz Dean, senior, headed to Lake Forest for Derryfield, one of their standout. Another touch for Cole Giersch. He's going to jog middle. Well, the Portsmouth defense, perhaps their strengths. The Clippers shut out the Cougars in the only regular season matchup last month in Manchester. Shut them out in the second half on the way to a 5-4 victory. Here's Ryan Etzo running into some trouble. The long pole defender, Owen Ingwerson, able to make a play, and then the other pole comes over, Peter Wool. However, Derryfield able to pounce. The trap here on the sideline produces the turnover as Max Brown ran out of room. And now Quinn Silvio, who you mentioned, Roger, big part of this attack potentially tonight for Derryfield, comes away with it. Now Dean on the near side will control. And the Cougars showing a lot of patience here on this first trip, now 2 minutes in.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the history so far this season, there have been very low-scoring games with Portsmouth and some of their opponents, not to mention the one in Manchester against Derryfield. So it's really about ball positioning, getting a good take towards the net, and give them credit. They're getting played hard right now, and Silvio has drawn that long pole.
Silvio, just a sophomore, going to backtrack into the corner, trying to get a winding start here. That one poked loose. Long pole defender Henry Fitzpatrick, the senior, read it well. Silvio able to recover, but now a whistle as I think he stepped inside the circle there.
Yeah, just barely, though.
So good defense there for the Clippers.
Yeah, they're
in the
very
end,
patient.
the Cougars, well, they took more than 2.5 minutes off this first quarter clock and come away empty. Some token pressure on the ride, handled well by the home team. As they clear along the far sideline, and now the Portsmouth attack, we see them for the first time nearly 3 minutes in.
Yeah, so watch our friend Mike Durkin here, number 8. He draws the long pole, and he likes to shoot from outside, but he can mix it up too.
Durkin, the junior. Portsmouth going to try behind the cage. And now reverse it to that far side wing. You can hear Coach Hetler barking at the Cougar defense, trying to orchestrate. Meanwhile, getting the step, Zach Amend. And the shot, I think it's the game's first, goes wide. And will stay here. Amend, he's played a lot of minutes this season, just a freshman. Although at this point in the season, Roger, I'd imagine there's no such thing as freshmen, right?
No, but we've had a lot of stellar freshmen performances this year, all along D2 and D1.
This is Dylan Rolfs,
Nice
the
play.
junior. Nice pass middle, and there's the finish. Nick Smith, speaking of freshmen. Right on cue is the youngster able to finish in the middle and put Portsmouth out in front 1-0.
Yeah, good motion here down low, and they get the defense to bite on it just a bit so that Smith can get his opening in the crease area on a cut, and there's no save there by the second slide because it really didn't exist there.
So Smith able to cash in, and now the freshman at the X here, ready for the face-off. Clippers strike first and lead 1-0 here in this semifinal. This one poked loose. Smith had it initially, but in the end, the long pole for Derryfield, William Mancini. Had it, lost it. Now a shot denied by Schneider. What a play by Jackson Schneider, the senior goaltender, trying to find Mancini along that far sideline now. Mancini going to zip one over the middle. Taken in by Dugan Brewer Little, the sophomore. Going to pump the brakes on that far side, but how did that save a moment ago?
Wow.
Meanwhile, ground ball. That pesky Clipper defense forcing the action is Max Brown with a theft. And Portsmouth going to escape some trouble here with Houston Heidinger and restart things with this 1-0 lead on the board coming up on nearly 5 minutes gone by first quarter.
Yeah, a little sloppy play there between the boxes on both teams, trying to do some underhanded passing and things like that, hitting bodies. But give Derryfield's goalie some credit there. He was one-on-one against the world, and he came up big.
Able to shut down Michael O'Neill, the junior, and prevent the second potential goal for Portsmouth. Clippers taking their time here. Dylan Rolfs here in the corner.
Yeah, they started off in 2-2 and got some cutters from the corners here. They're staying more open right now. Maybe test this Derryfield defense, see if they can find a kink in what they're doing here.
Both teams have been methodical on the attack here so far, nearly midway through this first quarter. Rolfs. Durkin. Far side, Amen, the freshman, going to challenge Mancini. The long pole keeps him at bay, steers him behind the cage. Again, Amend, the youngster. Near side for Baden Peterson. He's going to bring it middle. Now Durkin.
This
He's
is
dangerous here inside the box. He's going to make a move, get the step,
nice.
shot, and score. Al made the move to his right, went around the defender, and cue up the tag team music. It's 2-0.
Yeah, the way this offense started to change and morph into a couple of different sets here, finally ending up in a 1-3-2. They got the ball over to Durkin. I think that was the matchup they were looking for. Just as he started his dodge, I was about to say that, and sure enough, he goes down the alley in his right hand, but switches to his left. And this is what I meant about Durkin. He can change things up very quickly given the situation.
Timeout, Derryfield. Now, Coach Hetler not playing games. Does not like the 2-0 lead on the board halfway through this first quarter.
Yeah, I mean, give Portsmouth credit. I mean, they've been patient on offense. They've had some breaks in the midfield on transition here, right after that second face-off especially. Derryfield's won both face-offs. They got nothing to show for it, but a very long possession on the first possession. But hey, this is what Portsmouth needs to do. They need to get out in front quickly and batten it down with their defense. Derryfield, they just need a good long possession and do the same that Portsmouth has been doing here, which is see if they can find the kink in the defense, find that hole that they can take advantage of and hammer away.
Nick Anastas, Roger Howe here with you on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. It's presented by Beals Insurance. We're online, of course, on YouTube at FNL Media. Hit the subscribe button. You won't miss a thing as we head down the stretch here in this spring season. Championship Saturday, we'll have that coverage in conjunction with the NFHS. And again, the fans have turned out tonight in a gorgeous night here on the Seacoast. Derryfield trailing 2-0 after the Clippers strike first. Nick Smith, Mike Durkin, the freshman and the junior, tally the first two through 6 minutes. Clippers get their first face-off win. Try to keep this momentum going out of the Derryfield timeout.
Yeah, I think Coach Hetler just pulled him aside and just said, listen, guys, calm down. It's a lot of minutes ahead of us here. And let's pick up the communication on defense. We know where Portsmouth wants to go with the ball here. They're going to try and find Durkin and, anybody that's going to end up on the crease. They like that tight crease play.
Well, both teams with multi-minute possessions as well. Really showing patience, a willingness to wait until the defense slips, right? You pick your poison. And when it presents itself, they've been able to make the move and strike here as each team has come down with, 10, 12 passes before a shot.
Yeah, I'm okay with this. I mean, I don't like watching lacrosse like Lemoyne play the same type of offensive.
There's a shot.
Offensive attack, but when you're talking about this early in the game and trying to find out where the defense is moving and who's maybe vulnerable, this is okay because they've traditionally had low-scoring games most of the season.
It was Dylan Rolfs, by the way, who took a shot here, number 27 in white. Clippers a 2-0 lead. O'Neill, junior near side, going to make the defense work. On the front, Zach Amend. And again, back behind the cage, Rolfs left open for a moment, takes it near side, whips one low. Schneider is there. Slam the 5-hole shut. And the veteran senior, who beat out two other very skilled goaltenders for the starting job with Derryfield, is going to leave the cage as he often does, throws one over the head of his teammate Chaz Dean, and it's taken off the bounce in the middle of the field by Portsmouth's Peter Wool. Now the clear by Brown along the far side, and Portsmouth, just like that, comes up with another Derryfield turnover.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that Coach Hetler is trying to get his players to do is just calm down. Jackson Snyder, he's a good ball handler, smart goaltender, and he needs to just keep things low key and find the easy opening there, not try to make a big strike. Inside of 4 minutes, first quarter.
Portsmouth, after spending the opening really 3 minutes or so of the game on the defensive end, have now been on this side of the field on attack more often than not here. And again, methodical pace out of the gate from head coach Chad Vischer. Now Smith, the freshman, going to let it rip. And again, Schneider is there. Able to wield that stick without a problem. The goaltender again going to leave the net as we head towards 3 minutes first quarter. Down the middle, high, this time reeled in. Nice overhead catch by Little. Little gets rid of it. Silvio in control now. He looks over at Coach Hetler. And let's see if Coach has got something planned here to try to get his team on the board with inside of now 3 minutes to go in this first quarter.
You know, this is where you want to get Chaz Dean involved and get Silvio the ball on the wings here and try and get them to drive. Silvio just ate things up in that Winnacunnet game. He had 4 goals, and they were all from the outside within the 10-yard line, so they can work him in. Here we go.
Here's Dean. Yep. That's Keegan Myers right on his hip for Portsmouth. Try and shake him here. Goes across the zone, but the pass dropped by Kyle Carpentier. Senior on the wing, took his eye off it. Derryfield does recover.
That's a great look right there. I like decoying the slide.
Dean wants a shot, and it's a bouncer. Up over the right shoulder of the goaltender, right in the corner of the net. Perfect placement by the senior, and Derryfield is on the board.
Well, like I said, you're going to want to get it into your experienced midfielder's hands. Chaz Dean's got it. He takes a step as if he was going towards the center of the box there and just steps on the outside and gives it a good pop. Great shot. I like the shot selection.
The bouncer, tough to stop as it ends up right around the right ear of Skylar Michaelitis.
And it's on the goalie's weak side, too. So not only a good bounce shot, but weak side on the goalie.
Meanwhile, Carpentier, it's 1-3 of 4 at the X now for Derryfield. And the Cougars, after being on the defensive end the majority of the quarter, now with a chance to tie here as we head inside the final 100 seconds of this opening frame.
This is the midfield I like to see them run here without Charpentier. He's a great midfielder, but he gets tired because he's doing face-offs. He's doing all the heavy lifting there, and on a day like today, you want fresh bodies out there. So with Gersh out there, let's see what they do.
Meanwhile, in trouble is Alex Murray for Derryfield. Surrounded, he loses it. Derryfield comes away with the ball. Michaelitis going to cycle it near side. Brown now gives it a long ride. It's going to bounce all the way far side. Great job, and Heidinger goes airborne, colliding with a Derryfield defender. Andrew Wall laid out there. Heidinger almost flew into the net. Ball ends up wide of the cage, and Derryfield ultimately has possession there.
Max Brown was looking for Ryan Patton in the midfield, and he put a little English on that, and it rose up on him and went straight through to the other side. Good cover up by Derryfield there.
Heidinger almost pulled it off. Good job to take it in off the bounce one-handed with the stick. It was right before he left the earth and got up into the air. All right, Derryfield.
That could have been
a chance again to tie here. Clock down to 35 seconds.
Yeah, that could have been on ESPN 10 countdown best plays if he had pocketed that. That was tremendous effort.
All right, they're pulling it out. Dean going to make a move now with 20 seconds.
Yeah, Murray shouldn't be out there.
Bouncer, stopped by Michaelitis.
Yeah.
Able to scoop it from one knee. The veteran goaltender with a nice save for Portsmouth. Down to 10 seconds. Clippers right to left. Eyes downfield. This is Ingwerson. The defender to midfield. Flicks one over. Rolfs can't get to it. Batted it. It's Heidinger again. Along that far post. Finally a whistle, and that is going to do it for the first quarter here in Portsmouth. The semifinal off to an exciting start. The home team, Portsmouth, a 2-1 lead on defending champion Derryfield. We're right back to the Port City in just a moment. You're watching coverage of the 2021 NHIAA Boys Lacrosse Division II semifinals here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Well, some Gary Glitter coming over the speakers here in Portsmouth. 2-1 is the Clipper lead after one. A festive tournament atmosphere here in early June. The students are back. They have turned out. Derryfield supporters mingling with Portsmouth supporters. The Clipper student body, they're on their feet in a large section off to our left. Clippers got out in front early on. Nick Smith, the freshman, lit the lamp in the first 4 minutes. Mike Durkin, the junior, followed shortly after that to make it 2-0 home team. Chaz Dean at the 2-minute mark cracks the ice for Derryfield, and that's where we are, Roger Howe. 2-1 Clippers as we get set for quarter number 2.
Very clean first quarter, very fast first quarter. No penalties. That's the key so far. The last meeting, 5-4 Portsmouth, that second half was a Donnybrook. Lots of flags flying. Let's keep it that way.
Smith scoops, the freshman on the move. Shot! Stopped by Schneider. The goaltender gets down in a split to stop that one. And he's been on his game here early on. Long outlet pass. That's on the money as well. Dean down the middle. Far side Etzo. Extra pass. Over the middle is broken up. Good play by Ingwerson. Got that long pole out there to deny that entry feed. And now the Clippers quickly trying to turn things the other way, left to right. Past midfield. Take it on the hop. This is Rolfs. And the Clippers, who won that time of possession battle unofficially in that first quarter, are now poised to settle in here.
Yeah, Chili Chabot, number 22 for Derryfield. He's got to pull the trigger there. They ran that rotation on the fast break very, very well. He did not need to make that extra pass there. We've seen him score a goal line extended behind, actually. He had a good angle there. He could have put that in.
Minute gone by, second quarter. Team switching ends here, of course. Smith, split dodge, paid the price, took a shot. As we hear the whistle.
I think they gave him a ward there. He tried to push away.
Violation frees up the Cougars. And a good spin move here at midfield by Little. Little going to attract Brown, the defender. Lost the ball momentarily on the wing, trying to recuperate. He's going to get bailed out with a timeout from the Cougar sideline. Coach Hetler going to use his second. A minute and a half into this second quarter.
Yeah, that's a good timeout. That's a good timeout. You hate to lose your, 2 timeouts this early in the second quarter, but they need a possession. They need to put something on the board really quick. With the long possessions that both teams are performing with out there, they got to put something up right now.
Two of the most prestigious Division II programs, of course, Derryfield, the 4-time defending champ. Won it in 1918, 17, and 16.
1918? You're going back a ways there,
19, comma, 18, comma, 17, comma, 16, of course, in Division III as well back in 2013 and 2010. So Coach Hetler used to this spot, hoping to get his team back to the championship game. And Portsmouth, as you mentioned, Roger, they're accustomed to being in that spot every other year or so. Have never won it under Coach Vischer, but this year's team is strong as any he's had in his 13 years.
True, and they've got a real shot at doing it this year. The other bracket that's ongoing right now in Division II with Timberlane and, forgive me, who's the other bracket?
Timberlane and Kingswood.
And Kingswood, which that game is that's already started up in
Wolfboro.
Up in Wolfboro. So, they get to that second level here by getting past Derryfield and going on to the finals. It's going to look good for them.
Reminder, we'll talk about it all in the season finale of the FNL NH Lacrosse Show. presented by the New Hampshire Tomahawks, comes your way Sunday, 9 a.m. Exclusive interviews with, I suppose, all the championship-winning coaches. Of course, BG, the girls, the first to step into that winner's circle via a 20-3 championship round victory over Pinkerton last night in Exeter. The girls' Division II final is tonight as well. Pass broken up. Oh, this kid's playing well. Ingwerson, one of their top defenders, makes a nice pass on the move that frees up Keegan Myers. Clippers want to run up ahead. Shot. Snyder says no way. An overhead denial of Houston Heidinger. Schneider with, 4 saves now?
I got him with 5.
5. Sounds even better. Dean going to clear it himself, and Derryfield again with a chance to tie with just over 2 minutes gone by in the second quarter.
Yeah, at least 4 of those 5 are game-changing saves. Yeah. He has really come up big.
He's been outstanding, stopping it low, stopping it high, as we just saw there a moment ago. All right, Derryfield. See if they want to take off any time here. Carpentier sets up a shot that goes wide. Coming from the weak side, that was Silvio. Portsmouth defense has keyed on him pretty well so far. They've held the sophomore off the board, but a ferocious shot there from outside.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter what long pole is on him. I think the word from Coach Fisher is just get a long pole on him. I don't care if it's a close defender, LSM, just keep a pole on him.
It's Ingwerson, who has primarily done the job, although Wool has looked pretty good defensively too for Portsmouth. All right, Cougars, they go back behind the cage. This is Murray. Spin move. Nowhere to go.
Yeah. Not seeing anything coming out of the inverts that they had been doing most of the season when they needed something else to happen. Look for them to start doing that with Chaz Dean behind or Carpentier or Silvio, in fact, and start things up.
Portsmouth's got, 6 defenders, and 4 of them have long poles.
Yep.
So Derryfield.
But they need to try and get a shorty behind with a defender here, and they're going to do that more often with a midi.
Well, here's Murray. Again, the long pole hounding him is Henry Fitzpatrick, the senior who has played well.
And here's a shorty against an attackman.
4 minutes gone by. Pass across the zone. Silvio twirling, but he lost the ball. Still loose in the middle. Derryfield ends up with it. A shot by Etzo ends up blocked. And now finally Portsmouth out of the fray. This is Ingwerson. Great clear by the defender, and then
timeout.
A timeout by Coach Fisher. Another play made by Owen Ingwerson, the senior. Comes out of, a 7 or 8 man pile up, turns on the gas, able to weave his way across the 50. And then Coach Fisher does the rest by calling Portsmouth's first time out.
Yeah, I'm seeing a different personality with the Derryfield offense today. The confidence and surety they have had throughout the season isn't there right now. They seem very tentative when they have the ball. They seem a little bit intimidated by the larger Portsmouth defenders out there. And they're getting away from what they've done well, which is really work the corners. And like I said in that last possession, when they need something to happen in a little bit different way, if their dodges from up top aren't working or they're not getting good looks on the crease, they'll usually take a midfielder and they will invert, and then they'll look to the corners there to force the defenders that are usually confused on what slide they're going to get from behind. So maybe we'll see a little bit more of that.
Well, again, a big crowd continuing to get bigger.
Really big.
As some of the late arrivers still making their way towards the stands here in Portsmouth. The students gathered around the fence down by the track as well.
Yeah.
And, of course, standing off 2 hour left, trying to provide that home field advantage that has been absent, unfortunately, for most of the season. But seemingly over the last couple of weeks with the restrictions loosened, it's felt more normal, and the students have really been a big part of the experience, especially here in Portsmouth.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun these last couple of weeks come playoff time, and having those restrictions lifted, it's been a charge, real good energizer.
All right, Clippers. They led 2-0. Trying to go back out in front by 2 here. Derryfield has kept them off the board. Well, since the 6-minute mark of the first quarter. So nearly 11 minutes have passed since the last Clipper goal here.
Yeah, and they don't seem very concerned about having to strike gold here anytime soon. They're just going to feel it out.
They've had multi-minute possessions here in this first half.
I mean, you've got Ryan Etzo, an attackman out there playing defense right now because of a bad switch at the midfield line. They should be dominating on this or keying in on that matchup right now. They're just going to plunk them right at the crease and see what comes up. But Etzo he's not a defender.
Heidinger middle, draws a slide, far side O'Neill, gets inside the defender. Good second slide by Mancini to cut off the drive, and now Portsmouth going to reverse it.
Yeah, good lock up there by Lautieri. He put the gate down.
Meanwhile, Durkin draws 2, goes up. Heidinger, shot, Schneider no way. That one from about 15 yards out. Schneider eyed it the whole way. The senior again leaves the cage.
Yeah, that Heidinger doesn't miss from there. So give Snyder a lot of credit, man. He is seeing a beach ball out there right now.
Schneider finds a man, and there's the shot and score. That's Colby Muse, the senior. And he's got his own personal cheering section here in Portsmouth, it seems like, as well. A crowd favorite on the Derryfield side has tied this game at 2.
Wow. Now, I don't think we've called his name all season long on any of the broadcasts we've done. And so Colby comes out there and he gets a big goal, and the assist goes to the goaltender.
That's right.
All right.
That's right. Schneider went well past midfield before finding his man. And Muse, who has played here and there this season, gets the job done with not only a goal, but a pretty impressive one there as well. Had to keep his balance, fired across the body, and beats Michaelitis. Meanwhile, this was that save a moment ago by Schneider. As you said, he's seeing beach balls out there, Roger, with 6 saves so far.
Yeah, I mean, I got him at 6 saves right now, and, the totals there don't lie, but 5 of those are true goals that could have gone in at any point. These goalies are under a lot of pressure right now. Seems like every time we do have a Derryfield game or a Portsmouth game, both of these goaltenders come up big. Well, and Winnicott as well. The Winnicott goalie, he has come up big too. Give these guys credit.
A trip to the championship game on the line. Of course, that will be played Saturday night, 7:30 at Bedford High School. Roger will have the call for that as well in conjunction with the NFHS network. Part of a, doubleheader.
Doubleheader.
Of course, Exeter BG square off for the D1 crown at 4:30 Saturday. That one also at Bedford. 2-2. Portsmouth scored the first 2. Derryfield has scored the latest 2. Smith, the freshman, wins this one for Portsmouth. And again, the Clippers seek to end this drought, Roger, which again dates back to midway through the first quarter.
Yeah, they're on the clock here. They've got to get something going as well. They've taken their time on the offense. They may appreciate or want to have back a few of these possessions that they've lingered on later on in the game. So, Derryfield might want to start pressing out just to see what they can do here.
Yeah, they've allowed Portsmouth to roam the perimeter.
Yeah. Well, this is what BG does so well. They don't let you do this. BG is very confident in their defenders one-on-one, and they don't let you hold on to the ball and make easy passes.
Here's a shot by Rolfs, another stop by Schneider. Been in the zone. Outlet taken by Carpentier, the senior, in a full sprint. Clears it for the Cougars, and now Derryfield in a good spot to take their first lead of the afternoon as we head inside a 5-minute second quarter.
So this is that first line matchup that I like. I call it the first line because I like Cole Gersh out there with these two guys. Cole can plant himself down on the crease and roll off, while these other two, Silvio and Chaz Dean, are dodging.
Coach Hetler screaming out the play.
He wants a wing dodge here by Silvio, which is where he's successful.
Shake and bake, back step. Across the body shot well wide. A deep one there flying by. Backed up in the near corner by Murray. Derryfield will keep it. We hit the 4-minute mark before halftime.
Yeah, we saw Exeter do something very similar last night in that game, going into a 1-4-1 with a wing dodge with the ones on the outside. And they tried it, 3 or 4 times, I think, Nick, with some of their attempts. Coach Hetler's trying something very similar here.
Yeah, we saw that a few times for sure.
Yeah, it was a good set. I liked it.
Here's Gersh. Good recovery by the defender, Danny Bottrell, for the Clippers. Now Etzo. He's been quiet. Senior, one of their top offensive weapons during the regular season. Now Silvio will get the step. Shot a little high, a couple inches over that crossbar. Again, it'll stay at this end.
Yeah, Max Brown didn't even get a check on him there. No equal pressure, no big stick on the hands. So Silvio dials in on that. He's going to be dangerous.
Coming up on 3 minutes, second quarter. Dean takes a shot from Dirk and nearly knocked him onto the ground. The ball ends up loose, goes back to midfield. We get a whistle and an offsides hit.
Yeah, I don't know.
One of the Clippers fell over the line.
I think he got pushed.
Zach Amen, the freshman, couldn't hold the balance.
Yeah, good play, though. Good defense.
You saw that hit a moment ago there from Durkin. All right, more patience called for from Coach Hetler. Dean, though, can't swallow that one up.
Brown
gets away from the senior, and now Durkin on the move for Portsmouth. Durkin down the middle. That's a shot from behind, and there's the first flag of the afternoon. Schneider out of the cage to force the whistle, and Derryfield is going to see one of their players head to the penalty box here with 2:23 to go in the first half.
Yeah, it's going to be a push, and like you said, this is going to be the first one of the game. And that's going to be, looks like the long pole there for them.
Mancini,
yeah.
So the senior, I believe, was the man called there. Yeah. Although,
we're not seeing anybody in the box here.
Right.
Yeah, that's not the right person.
I think they've got Silvio.
Yeah,
right?
That's not the right. It was 28, not 18.
Well, I thought it was Mancini, number 40. Either way, somebody's in the box.
Somebody's in the box.
It's not Silvio either, by the way. It's Derryfield's Chili Cabot.
And he wasn't even on.
Who's played well all year.
Yeah, he wasn't even on that side of the field. He's an attackman.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that's about.
Yeah,
they may have gotten the wrong number. Now the officials are going to get together here.
Yeah, they need to figure this one out because the book is the Bible, and you get the book wrong.
Well, the crew chief is veteran John Small.
Yeah, he can't.
And I think that's exactly what this is about here.
Yeah. Yeah, if they want to see our replay, we'll get Ben to replay it. But
well, now they're calling Silvio off the field and into the box. They release Cabot. And now I believe Silvio is going to serve the penalty.
Well, that was
all this coming with just over 2 minutes to go in this second quarter.
Yeah, and they still got it wrong. Silvio wasn't the infracting player on that. So.
I thought it was Mancini, number 40. If we can get that replay again.
Yeah, it was 28. It was, Mancini was in the vicinity, but the push was actually on 28, I thought.
Maybe right.
Yeah. And that's why Silvio's in the box, because they got half of it right.
All right,
here it comes.
Here's the replay.
Right
that's the long pole, number 40.
It is 40. Yeah, you're right.
It should be Mancini.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
Timeout.
Yeah, so Coach Hetler has to be
frustrated.
That's
his third timeout.
Yeah, he can't.
Comes with a minute 56 here. He already called two.
He did, and this crew's got to get it together here because, I track timeouts, and as you can see on my score sheet, Nick, he's called two already.
Unless one of those previous ones was by Portsmouth, but
that wasn't the indication.
Well, bear with us here. The minute 56 remaining.
He's
first half. We'll break down this first half, get you the updated statistics, full recap coming up at the break, and we'll preview the rest of the tournament, including Championship Saturday as well. Do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Friday Night Lights New Hampshire, on YouTube, FNL Media. Again, the tag, the handle, the channel is FNL Media. Well, there you saw Coach Vischer give the officials an earful. Passionate guy. We saw him draw a flag last time we were here, late in the regular season when they faced off
with Winnicott.
He's still voicing his opinion, obviously frustrated with what just transpired.
Yeah, you can't run your sideline unless you have the correct information, whether it be a cross-check or a push, difference between 30 and a minute, the player, who the matchup's going to be. It can be very frustrating.
Final minute 50, second quarter. Derryfield, they've trailed this whole half. They've got a chance to take the lead into the locker room. Goals from Dean and Muse on the Derryfield side, while Smith and Durkin scored the first two for Portsmouth. Well, Coach Hetler may be thinking last shot here.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I don't know. I think I'd go to the goal here.
By the way, this is 6-on-6, so there's nobody in the Derryfield box now.
Yeah, I think I'd go to the box, right to the goal here. Try to work it hard. You've got extra time, extra shots. Nope.
They fake it to Dean. Silvio keeps it, trying to finagle his way around the defender Brown. Ends up wide.
Yeah, Max Brown has given his best equal pressure on Silvio's back, and it's taking its toll. You can see Quinn right now kind of doubling over.
Inside of a minute. Yellow, the call from Coach Hetler.
They're pulling Silvio here. Going to get Muse out there.
It's like Giersch jogging on instead.
Yeah.
Yep. Giersch going to take over here. On the near side, take a jog to the middle. Set up Dean on that far side. We hit the 30-second mark. Murray trying to work on the defender, Fitzpatrick. Pass knocked down by the long pole defender. Scooped up by his teammate, Max Brown, and Portsmouth out and running. Clock ticking down to 10 seconds. Brown on the near side, going to weave his way, going to take a shot from Carpentier, keep it behind the cage. 5 seconds. Back out far side wing. This is Rolfs. Rolfs eye on the cage, steps in. Bouncer is off target, and that will do it for the first half here in Portsmouth. The Clippers jumped out in front early 2-0. Derryfield able to claw their way back to tie the game at 2 at the midway point.
Wow, I missed the mark on these keys to the game, I got to tell you, because that the Portsmouth defense, they are impressive. There is nothing that they're overlooking out there today, and their equal pressure out there is putting up the wall in front of Michaelitis that they just are impenetrable right now.
They look good for sure. Meanwhile, the counterpart to that has been Jackson Schneider on the other side, holding it down between the pipes for the Cougars.
Yeah, he's been phenomenal. Anytime a goalie is able to be mobile as he is and make big stops like that at critical points in the game, he's just having a game, and hopefully he can carry that through the second half here.
All right, when we come back, a full recap of that first half. We'll get you the latest statistics and a Championship Saturday preview as well. You are watching the 2021 NHIAA Boys Lacrosse Division II Tournament right here on Friday Night Lights New Hampshire, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school, varsity, and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. Are you thinking of selling your home? Well, now may be the time, given that spring is here, the market is hot, and interest rates remain at all-time lows. It's time to call Roger Howe, a licensed professional realtor with the Bean Group. Not sure what your home is worth? Roger will provide a market analysis for you at no charge. With 12 years experience in residential, commercial, leasing, and investment properties, Roger knows your local market. So contact Roger Howe of the Bean Group today. Is your company interested in showcasing your brand to thousands of high school sports fans across New Hampshire? If not, why not? And if so, let's go. Friday Night Lights New Hampshire is seeking sponsorship partners. It's the perfect way for your company to get out in front of the moms and dads who make up our community. Help us help you, and we can grow together. If you're interested in partnering with Friday Night Lights New Hampshire, then email us at fnlnhmedia@gmail.com. That's fnlnhmedia@gmail.com. Join our team today.
Start of the second half here in Portsmouth. Nick Anastas, Roger Howe with you here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. Tournament coverage brought to you by Beals Insurance. Clippers, after a 14-1 regular season, hosting Derryfield on their home field here in the semifinals, jumped out 2-0. Scoring twice in the first 6 minutes, freshman Nick Smith was followed by junior Mike Durkin. That forced Derryfield to call an early timeout. Then with 2 minutes to go in that opening quarter, senior Chaz Dean lit the lamp on a nice bouncer and closed out the first quarter on a high note for Derryfield. Then Colby Muse, one of the reserves, found his way to contribute, scoring the game-tying goal midway through the second quarter. And that is where we are at halftime, with these two teams tied at 2 goals apiece.
Yeah, I see the same keys to the second half and success in this game, the same for both teams. Both teams defensively, although I think Portsmouth has the edge, although you wouldn't be able to tell that by the score, they are playing just a slight notch better than the Derryfield defense. So I'd like to see the defense on both sides start to press out a little more, deny these long possessions, take a chance defensively, and get the ball in transition, which I think both teams are very good at. Offensively, I'm a push-the-ball kind of guy. I like to see things moving quickly after you've found your settle on offense if you're going to run some sets and plays. But I think both teams on both sides of the ball need to become a little bit more aggressive and show a little bit more energy and take it up a notch.
And Derryfield led in that first half by Carl Carpentier's contribution at the X. He won 3 out of 5. But perhaps more importantly, Jackson Schneider and what he was able to do in the net for Derryfield. The senior really looked impressive.
Yeah, just want to take a second here while we have the time. I had a very nice conversation with Coach Chad Vischer before the game today. Hadn't had it since he's been in the league since 2007. I started coaching in Bedford in 2010. Never really had a chance to get to know him as good as I do now. But it turns out his family and my family grew up in the same county in Pennsylvania.
Really?
And we know a lot of the same people. And so as a result of that nice discussion we had, he asked me to give a shout out to Caroline, his mother, who is sitting home watching our telecast
in
good old Avondale, Pennsylvania, Chester County. So hopefully she's enjoying the broadcast. And here we go with the second half, Caroline.
As I mentioned, Derryfield winners of 3 of 5 at the X in the first half. Smith, who took them all for Portsmouth, comes away with this one. And the Clippers will head on the attack right to left to begin this second half. Reminder, if you have not subscribed to our channel, please do so. You won't miss a thing as we head towards championship Saturday. Again, we're on YouTube at FNL NH Media. We'll have coverage in conjunction with the NFHS network on Saturday, but we appreciate the subscriptions. Free to subscribe, of course. It keeps you in the loop. Not just this spring either, but moving forward when we return with our award-winning football coverage in the fall. First minute, another feel-out process here for the Clippers. Good move. The freshman Amend able to split. 2 defenders slipped. Maintains possession, now wants a one-on-one here with the Derryfield defender, Andrew Wold.
Well, now you see what I was saying at halftime. They need to press out a little more and be a bit more aggressive on defense, and you're seeing that now.
Durkin, shot on the move. Wide of the target. Durkin, one of the 2 Portsmouth goals in that first quarter. One of their leading goal scorers all season.
He had 3 against Derryfield in Manchester.
This one swallowed up again by Schneider. He's controlled the traffic very well. His outlet pass is on the money. The long pole, Little, not able to haul it in initially. Does come up with it. Now Derryfield for the first time in this second half on the attack. Cougars never led in that first half. Chance to take their first lead with nearly 2 minutes gone by in this third quarter. Coach Hetler calling for some movement. Portsmouth was shorthanded. Centering feed Sent up, Cabot. Freshman bouncer goes wide.
Coach Hetler mixing it up a little bit there with leaving Little out in the offensive half of the field, getting a quick opportunity for an assist.
Any changes you foresee to the Derryfield attack here in the second half from an X's and O's standpoint?
Yeah, absolutely. I said it in the first half. They need to start inverting like they've done before and work the corners with Chile and Murray because that's where they see success on those goal line extended plays and get Etzo the ball. Now he's going to start up top here with a little bit of an attack invert, if you will. But he's been very successful this season, going low-high on that short side.
Yeah, I didn't call Etzo's name too often in that first half. Far side, Murray. Back out. Here is Etzo. The short stick defender for Portsmouth is Ryan Patton, the junior.
Yeah, this is different, and I'm all for it because now you got a shorty matched up on Etzo.
Off the switch, a good defensive play by Keegan Myers, and he's got the ball for Portsmouth. Came over on the switch, took it away. Handles the clear himself. Clippers back on the attack with 3 minutes gone by third quarter.
Yeah, just good defense. I mean, that's how
O'Neal, the spin, sets him up in the middle. That one off the post. Zach Amend with a golden opportunity there for the Clippers. That one off the post. Meanwhile, Etzo. Meanwhile, the Clipper fans trying to say that shot went in.
No. Yeah, the replay says it didn't go in.
And now the Clipper fans calling for the replay. And Ben Beals, our director, going to deliver. We'll see what we can tell here. Here's the shot on the move.
No.
I'm not sure if either way you could judge that. I don't know. The officials say no. Derryfield going to play on here.
Yeah, there's no
as
way.
We head towards 4 minutes gone by.
There's no way that the return angle on that ball coming towards the Portsmouth bench was inside the goal, inside the plane.
Kind of like the magic bullet theory, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I think it's pretty easy to figure out.
Near side, Silvio. Sneaky bouncing shot. Ends up wide of Michaelitis. Again backed up well by Murray on that far side for Derryfield.
Yeah.
2-2 here. Defensive game to say the least. Good goaltending, good team defense, a little bit of everything. Roger, as a former defender yourself,
yeah,
that's got to make you smile a little bit, right?
I like it if I'm out there doing it. I don't like watching it too much, but that's okay. I enjoy good defense too, especially when it's clean and it doesn't involve the penalty box.
Right. I always like defensive games because then the scoring becomes more magnified in the second half.
True.
If it's rarer, it's more impactful, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's for sure. And I just don't see Derryfield in sync here right now. They just look very, very tentative, especially Etzo. He's not. He doesn't look like he's feeling it right now.
Well, there's been really no penetration allowed at all by this Clipper unit. Carpentier to the far side, fires. That one stuffed. Shot coming from on the run straight away. About 11 yards out. No problem for Michaelitis. Frees up Patton. Past midfield. Streaking down the near sideline. Patton heading towards the cage. Throws it across the zone and away from Heidinger. Out of bounds.
Yeah, Wold got his stick up there in front of Heidinger, and I think Heidinger actually lost part of that in the sun as well. That was a nice pass.
And the sun may be a factor. Starting to settle as we head towards the 6 o'clock hour. Still about a good hour and a half, 2 hours of sunlight left, though. Meanwhile, Dean trying to challenge the freshman. Bully his way to the net there with a bouncer that goes wide.
Yeah, it's just an example of really good defense again. Chaz is used to being able to use his weight and strength to push off a defender, and number 12 there from Portsmouth, Wool, just had none of it. It was not going to give him anything.
Coming up at the midway point, third quarter. Each team looking for the lead. Derryfield hoping to go out in front for the first time. A bouncer there by Giersch. Ends up in his teammate's stick on the far side. Now the freshman Cabot looking for room. Goes back far side for Murray. Murray swims inside the defender. Good recovery. Pushes him back to that far side corner. Pass goes back out front. And now Dean a chance for a one-on-one here. This has been a good matchup to watch against Myers. That shot knocked down and then cautiously scooped up here on the near side. Nikolaitis lets it fly. It's overshot. Schneider out of the cage. Picks it up on the move for Derryfield. Good read by the senior. A couple of passes later, that's got the Derryfield crowd clapping their hands, but Little couldn't reel it in. Could not complete the clear. Now Clippers with numbers. O'Neal to the cage. Schneider, another rejection. Back again, Amend, a spin move to middle. Hacked by Mancini, poked loose. Schneider's on it. Jackson Schneider with an MVP type of performance here. As we get a look at the save, but again, an errant pass here at the Derryfield end leads to a turnover. As the pass thrown over Silvio's head, out of bounds here on the near side and back over to the home team with just over 5 minutes to go in this third quarter.
Yeah, clearly, if this game were to end right now, Jackson Snyder's your MVP. I mean, this guy is standing on his head. That's twice he's snuffed O'Neal on the crease, and we're just we're seeing a performance of a senior's career right now.
Yeah, here it is, another one-on-one stop there as the charging O'Neal robbed at the doorstep. 7 saves for Jackson Schneider in that first half, and he's added to that total in this third quarter. Meanwhile, timeout down on the sidelines, I believe, was called by Portsmouth.
Yeah, it would have to be because the ball went out of bounds with Derryfield, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
There's Coach Fisher. Celebrated his 100th career victory earlier this season. He's been the head man in charge for quite a while, and really the only thing missing in his resume is that championship ring, right?
Yeah, I would say. He's always gotten up there and he's been very competitive with this program all along. Whether they were Division II, Division III is where they started off, and then they moved up, and they've always been a tough out, as they say.
Well, we've had a celebrity spotting here. That's Exeter Athletic Director Bill Ball down on the sidelines. Guess he didn't have enough lacrosse last night. He had 2 games to host at Exeter Field. The boys' semis between Exeter and Pinkerton, and then the girls' championship between BG and Pinkerton.
He is the.
He's also the coordinator
officials.
Of the officials.
Yeah,
correct?
he's what we call the Grand Poobah, Exeter being a couple towns over here, I'm sure he's here to see what his officials crew.
Maybe he was watching the broadcast, saw the officiating controversy, decided to get off the couch and jump up here to Portsmouth.
Yeah, I didn't want to go that far, but I was thinking exactly that. That and the timeouts. I think they missed the timeout.
Just the freshman Amend as play restarts. A bouncer. Good effort by Schneider in the foot race, but the goaltender couldn't quite get there. Heidinger wins that race. And Portsmouth set to restart here in just a moment. We're inside of 5 minutes, third quarter. Which defense is going to blink first? It's 2-2. Clippers have not scored since the midway point of the first quarter. Trying to break that now 2-quarter-long streak.
Yeah, this is where you want to press out if you're Derryfield. I don't think you want to let them sit back and do this. On either side, whether you're Derryfield or Portsmouth.
Gorgeous night for lacrosse, as we talked about. Sun is out. The fans have turned out, one of the biggest crowds we've seen all season long. Meanwhile, pull it back out there as Portsmouth going to reset yet again.
I'm not quite sure what the flag is here for. It might be interference by Derryfield. There was a little bit of a cluster there on the pick.
Saw just one penalty in that first half. This flag sits at the 37-yard line here on the near side wing. Meanwhile, O'Neal behind the cage. Sets up a tough angle shot. Heidinger puts it off the chest, it looked like, of the goaltender Schneider. Derryfield gets to the ground ball to draw the whistle here with 3:42 to go. In this third quarter, another stop there by Schneider as Heidinger put that one on cage pretty sharply.
I think we got a cross-check here.
Well, Dean down in the box, the senior, drops to his right knee. Has a word with the official. All right. Here we go, Roger. If you're Portsmouth, a golden opportunity to cash in, re-grab the lead, and get some of that momentum back on the attack.
Yeah, and you know, with all the time you can run your plays here. Nice dodge.
And shot. Schneider goes low and scoops it again. This kid's been unbelievable.
Jeez.
Invincible, at least through the last 2 quarters. Good outlet pass here. Hauled in by Little. Little being harassed by Ingwerson, loses it. It's loose. Ingwerson bailed out by Brown, who now has it. Brown along the far sideline, near sideline, right to left. Here he comes. Brown thought about it, cut off at the last second. Good hustle there by Derryfield's Tyler Lattieri, the sophomore, to cut off the drive.
Smart play there. Smart lacrosse play. You're still on the man up.
Smith bouncer, too high.
Ooh.
That's Snyder doing it all. Again, leaving the cage. Nearly won a similar foot race a moment ago. This time does get the edge.
Yeah, he didn't get good string on that pass there.
Long outlet. Ingwerson challenging over the shoulder of Ryan Etzo. Etzo trying to spin out of the trouble, and he does for Derryfield. Meanwhile, the Cougar supporters wanted a penalty. Dean is still in the box. Derryfield is still shorthanded as we head towards 2 minutes to go in this third quarter with the game still tied at 2.
No, they're even strength.
Are they?
Due to the transition there, I think they're just trying to get Chaz on the field here.
I thought I saw him on his knee. You're right. Now he is standing and outside of the box in the bench area for Derryfield.
Yeah, just as Snyder made that save, they were even strength. But, they would like to try and get Chaz on the field here right now.
Silvio looking to attack Myers. Myers strips him. Loose near side. Taking a stab at it was Wool. Couldn't come up with it. Silvio puts his nose to the grindstone and comes away. Sophomore goes back to it. Etzo turns and scores. Well, winner, chicken dinner on that one. 3-2 Cougars.
Yeah, this is a really nice play, and you saw Silvio on this ground ball. He was determined to get something going here, and the defense kind of swerved in with him and left Etzo open just enough on the crease for him to make a great turn. A great turn.
There's Bill Ball taking a look. By the way, Coach will be watching his boys team compete for the D1 championship on Saturday afternoon. They'll face BG at 4:30. The winner of this Division II semifinal,
he's offsides,
will square off against the winner of the other semifinal between Kingswood and Timberlane.
Yeah, sorry about stepping on your tongue there. Etzo steps out of the box on that, so that goes to Portsmouth.
Meanwhile, Heidinger lost the ball in the corner. Able to bend down, scoop it back up. And now Portsmouth trailing for the first time in the game as we head inside of a minute. Amend on the move. Shot! Score! Al Schneider tried to defend the goal line, able to stick that right leg out, but the freshman Amend putting a little English on that shot, gets the post roll, and ties the game at 3.
Yeah, Little falls asleep a little bit here, and Amen just goes into a second gear and then on to third, and Heidinger just picks him straight on the cut, and that's a good play by Heidinger. Heidinger was way out of the box, too. He was out by the outer hash marks there. You wouldn't expect a good assisting pass from there, but there it was.
So Amen ties the game. Portsmouth again comes away with the face-off. Ingwerson, though, in trouble on that far sideline. Liam Hill, senior defender, involved in the pursuit for Derryfield. Ball ends up out of bounds and over to the Cougars. That's got the Derryfield bench excited. This crowd that has traveled over from Manchester supporting the Cougars here behind the visitor bench. Meanwhile, 35 seconds remain in this third quarter. A chance for the Cougars to take the lead into the fourth. Schneider frees up Dean. The senior clears it. Up top now for Gersh. Takes a look at the board. Sees 20 seconds on the clock. Goal line extended. The freshman Cabot whips it back for Silvio on the wing. Up top again for Gersh. Far side for Dean. Down to 10 seconds. Dean wants the one-on-one. Patton invites him. Spins on Patton left side. Cannot shoot. Trying to find Silvio up top. This one rolls away from the sophomore, out of bounds, and that will do it. For the third quarter, the game is still tied. 3-3 through 3. We head back for quarter number 4 to determine who will advance to the championship. Will it be Derryfield, the 4-time defending champ, or will it be Portsmouth for the first time in 4 seasons? We begin to find out next. You are watching coverage of the 2021 NHIAA Boys Lacrosse Division II Semifinal right here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Well, this is it. 3-3. With 12 minutes remaining in regulation. A trip to the championship game on the line. Seniors on both sides, whether it's Derryfield or Portsmouth, do not want to see their career end tonight. It's been tight. It's been well played. Here's a hit by Mancini. A flag is going to fly, and Derryfield is going to see their senior defender head to the box to begin this fourth quarter.
Yeah, this is not the way they wanted to start off the fourth. Neither side wants to start off with, putting themselves in the box, but they're going to get away with one here because they only called a push here, and that could have been a little more violent with the helmet coming off and all that kind of stuff, but clearly this is not a good start here for Derryfield.
Mancini, a word with Coach Hetler. The longtime head coach puts his left hand on top of his helmet. And now Mancini down on one knee in the box. Derryfield shorthanded. Look at this. Schneider breaks up the pass behind the cage, whirls around the Portsmouth defender, and now it's a foot race down the middle of the field. Schneider into Clipper territory, spins to his left, still going, looking for a man. The bouncer is knocked down. 2 players on the ground. A whistle's going to give this to the Cougars.
I got to tell you, I've seen a lot of Derryfield goalies over the years. Mitch Green, Avery Truex. I don't think I've ever seen a quality goaltender at Derryfield as athletic as this kid is. He has no fear, and quite frankly, right now he's got 11 saves, not including that pick. That's not a save, but that's a great play. He's keeping them in this game right
11 saves through 3 quarters. And you're right, just an outstanding, uncanny play from behind the cage.
And he's got an assist, and he almost had a shot on goal there.
Yeah. All right. We are back to even strength with a minute gone by. Game tied at 3. Portsmouth scored the first 2 in the opening 6 minutes. Derryfield came back to tie the game at 2 at halftime. Took a very brief lead with about a minute and change remaining in the third. At 3-2, Zach Amen, the freshman, tied things at 3 just before the break. And again, here we are with now 90 seconds gone by in the fourth. Game right where we started. Tied. Silvio. Murphy's been on him. Not Murphy, rather, but Myers has been on him the majority of the afternoon, and he's done an excellent job for Coach Vischer.
Yeah, he's had a couple picks, too, on passes. Myers has really done a job there today. Not quite sure what they're trying to do here. They're just
eating a little clock.
Yeah, they're just not in sync.
Not sure what this was. A wild, deep shot by Silvio.
Yeah, Michaelitis on the hoof.
Almost won the race there for Portsmouth. The officials, though, give it to Alex Murray, the freshman. So Derryfield keeps it. Etzo scored the go-ahead goal late in that third quarter. Looks for a man in the middle. It's Cabot, the freshman. Surrounded by defenders, escapes. Breathes some fresh air here. Now going to take a jog behind the cage. Picked up by Amend. Cabot near side, draws a slide. Trying to whirl his way to the far side. Sets up Etzo on the wing. Etzo trying to bull his way middle. The bouncer goes long. Foot race. Wins. That goes to Michaelitis. An excellent play as he dives at the last second there to force the official's hand.
Boy, the goalies are in the game here. Can't forget about them.
Michaelitis, the junior. A big play. Portsmouth with nearly 3 minutes gone in this fourth quarter. Again, looking for the lead.
Yeah, Michaelitis isn't seeing the rubber that Snyder's seeing because of just a shutdown defense from Portsmouth. But boy, he's making the plays when he can.
Durkin drawing 4 defenders to the far side of the field.
Good
Took
defense.
a number of hits and kept going.
Good defense by Derryfield.
Yep. By the way, the Derryfield student section, you can see them on the far side of the field holding some homemade signs. Again, a strong Cougar presence in this Portsmouth crowd. It's been a festive atmosphere, gorgeous weather here on the seacoast, full capacity at Daubney Field. Nearly 4 minutes gone already. Here he is. Shot!
No, outside.
Oh, it's outside. Wow! Well, Dylan Rolfs fooled me and fooled about half this crowd as well. That shot ends up on the side of the net. Well, this pass is still in play. Mancini with a little optical illusion there along that far sideline. Derryfield has it. And now 4 minutes have gone by here in the fourth quarter, still tied at 3.
Jackson Snyder is so pumped right now with energy. He went to rifle that ball downfield on a long Gilman-type pass, and his hands went back so far the ball went straight up in the air on him. And thankfully Mancini was there on the 50-yard line to save him, but he's pumped.
His pass batted down. Dean, the ground ball, slips to his right. Shot doesn't come away cleanly. Takes a bounce to that far side corner, and again a good job by Etzo to back it up. Able to beat out the goaltender Michaelitis in the foot race.
Boy, Michaelitis has done some...
taking a page out of Schneider's book.
Yeah, doing some sprints here.
Etzo wants a one-on-one. Ingris in the long pole. Welcoming the challenge. Slide comes over from Brown. Dean takes the pass up top. Works it near side for Cabot.
There it
Drops
is.
it down low, and an underhand shot goes up high and away by the freshman Murray.
This is what's been missing from Derryfield's game. This is what they have done well throughout the season, is get it down to the goal line, extended areas for Etzo, Murray, and Cabot, and they're finally getting some penetration there. And they're moving the ball on the outside. That's what makes these things happen.
Etzo to the middle, tried to force it, lost it, and then it's Fitzpatrick for Portsmouth. Flag is going to fly. Silvio hacking at him from behind. Penalty on the way against Derryfield. Rolfs in the middle. Shot. Schneider gets a piece, knocks it aside. Heidinger, good hustle near sideline, keeps it alive. Durkin goes backdoor. Rolfs in the middle, trying to shield the ball. Now comes away, circling back towards this near wing. And Portsmouth going to pull it out. Coach Hedler not happy. There's a penalty coming up against his team as we head towards the midway point of this fourth quarter.
Yeah, that's one of those penalties when you're trailing the stick-handling defender coming upfield on the ride. You've got to keep those hands in check.
Amends trying to shake off. Silvio shoots, and this one is in the net. Zach Amend, his second goal of this second half. And he's got Portsmouth back out in front for the first time since the second quarter.
Wow, and Derryfield's going to get a break on this too, because I clearly saw a slash by Silvio on that clear by Portsmouth, and they're going to call it a technical. I don't know where the technical fits in here. There aren't many technical fouls in the book, but they're getting away with one because Portsmouth could have double dipped on that.
Timeout, Derryfield. Cougars trailing for the first time since late in the first half. As we come upon the midway point of this fourth quarter, it's 4-3 Portsmouth. The Clippers scored the first 2 goals of the game in the first 6 minutes. Nick Smith, Mike Durkin in that order. Chaz Dean got Derryfield on the board late in the first quarter to make it 2-1. Colby Muse tied the game at 2 midway through the second. And that's where we were at halftime with the game tied at 2. The third quarter was mostly scoreless. A goal each way came in the final minute 12. First for Derryfield's Ryan Etzo, and then the freshman Zach Amen quickly tied the game at 3. And then just a moment ago, Zach Amen's second gives Portsmouth this 4-3 lead. The question becomes, can the Clippers hold on? Even strength coming out of the timeout here. A 1-goal lead on the board for the home team.
Geez, it's like deja vu. I mean, we seem to have these games with Portsmouth, Winnicott, Derryfield. They're always close, 1 or 2 goal games. They tighten up in the fourth quarter, and it's a coin toss. You don't know what's going to happen. You just don't. Derryfield's got to calm it down a little bit here. There's still time in this game. 6:19. Get possession here, tie this thing up, settle your boys down, and I'm sure that's what Coach Hetler has tried to do here with this timeout.
Big face-off here.
Yeah.
It'll be Smith. He's taking all the face-offs for Portsmouth against Carpentier, who I believe has taken all the face-offs for Derryfield as well.
Yeah, no other.
Been pretty even as well. There's Smith.
Had
the initial advantage, poked loose by Little, and then taken on the chest-high bounce by Smith near side. Mancini hacking away with that long pole, but the freshman stays composed. Brown controls now, gets it over to Heidinger, and we hit the midway point, fourth quarter. Portsmouth in possession, trying to protect this 1-goal lead. This is Rolfs giving room. Well, we've talked about it before, Roger. At what point does Derryfield begin to press out with that defense? I think they have to now, right?
Yeah, and I would have had them. Actually, they did start doing that a little bit at the beginning of the half, and they've actually played some pretty darn good defense. Transition is what can disrupt that from a defensive stance, but I think they've done better this half on defense.
Durkin behind the cage. Portsmouth have already killed a minute of clock here.
This is a good matchup here.
It's Bottrell on the move. The bouncer is wide.
Bottrell on Carpentier is not a good matchup. Not for Derryfield.
Rolfs going to restart. Dean trying to push him out to that far side. Rolfs makes a nice cut. Pass. Won't get through the zone. Deflected.
That's a good check.
Recovered here near side.
Oh, that's not good.
There's a flag. Meanwhile, Durkin to the cage. Shot and score. The Derryfield sideline not happy with the penalty. How about the shot and score, though, by Durkin, the junior with his second. Portsmouth back out in front by 2, 5-3.
Yeah, this is going to be a slash, and it's got to stick. Number 13, I think, is going to go, and they're going to have to bring in a backup.
It's Schneider.
Yeah, and they're talking it over there, but
Coach Hetler giving him an earful.
I thought it was a good check. If you hit Wood on the first check and the second check, comes in close afterward, I don't think that's a slash. Oh, come on.
What did he do there?
He just waved it off.
Again.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, folks out there. I don't agree with it. Make the call, you make the call, but...
So you didn't like the call initially, but once the call was made, you prefer they keep it?
Yeah. and why? So you never get an explanation, but why did you make the call in the first place? Maybe you got overridden by John Small, the senior official. That could be. John Small just made the call there at the face-off X. He's the head guy out there today.
The crew chief. He makes the call.
Yeah.
It's going to benefit Derryfield here as Mancini restarts. Cougars needed it. They get it. They're down 2, 5-3. Trailing by 2 for the first time since it was 2-0.
Yeah, so Snyder figures into play again, although it was a goal for Portsmouth. He was aggressive. He got out there and took the ball away. He's all over the field.
This Derryfield attack had limited success. Really tough cracking this cohesive Portsmouth defense. Big physically.
Screen.
Yeah, moving there. They're going to get Cole Dersh. Didn't have the feet planted. Meanwhile, this guy soaking up checks here near side. Finally coughs it up. That's Myers.
It's going to go Derryfield.
There's a flag on the play. A flag along the near sideline.
Procedure of some sort.
Again, the Cougar fans aren't happy. Coach Hetler, very unhappy, ripped his hat off. It's been a battle here between the officials and the sidelines as we head inside of 4 minutes to go in this semifinal. There you see Myers where he lost the ball.
Yeah, I'm still not quite sure what the call is here. He motioned for a procedure call, but it was almost as if he stepped out of the box and he hit Myers.
They got Silvio in the box here.
Yeah.
Clippers set to restart here. Silvio, the sophomore, in the box. And that is not what Derryfield needed now. Short-handed, down 2 with inside of 4 minutes to go.
Yeah, this is not insurmountable, but not where you want to be if you're Derryfield either.
So what do you do here, Roger, if you're Derryfield?
Boy, you can't really take a chance by pressing out. I think you just you got to play smart defense, and hopefully Snyder is out there communicating and letting these guys know where the ball is. If I'm Portsmouth, I'm pressing now. They're even strength now. Silvio comes out.
Yep. Durkin against Carpentier. Slide comes over. That's Mancini. Takes him on the switch. Durkin out deep.
Not quite. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm not quite sure why they left Carpentier out there in a man-down situation. You want Chaz Dean out there in the middle. And Silvio comes out of the box, and there's your defense, in 6-on-6. Not quite sure what's going on with Chaz Dean. We haven't really seen him out there.
He's on the sideline right now. Meanwhile, Heidinger. Shot won't get through. Knocked down by Little. Gets to the ground ball for Derryfield. Running out of time, though. Inside of 3 minutes. Long outlet pass. Taken away on the bounce by Portsmouth's Ingwerson. Another great defensive play by the big senior. Up ahead, O'Neill for Heidinger. Shot and score. And that may be the dagger. Unselfish play near the cage. The extra pass sets up the A+ shot. Heidinger with a smile ear to ear there. The senior makes it 6-3.
Great unselfish play by O'Neill. He could have taken that shot right there and then on the wing, and instead he turns his body towards the goal, and he sees Heidinger just racing in all by himself. Heidinger just drops his hands, goes low 5-hole, and puts Portsmouth up by 3. That play started off with a bad pass from Little across field, and it was picked off by Brown, and he just pushed it quickly. Good play.
Had the numbers capitalized, and have now outscored Derryfield 3-0 in this fourth quarter. Face off to the Cougars. Etzo. It's inside of 2 defenders. Pulls it out. Cougars need to hurry down to 2:15.
Yeah, they can't afford a long possession here. They need to push.
Goal deficit either way. Biggest lead on the board right now for Portsmouth. Silvio just off the mark. Shot ends up in the netting behind the cage. It's dug out by Nicolaitis and then taken away by Cabot. Back middle, Etzo, near side, Murray. There's the finish. So Derryfield forces a turnover deep in the Portsmouth end. They cash in And, well, don't celebrate just yet. Portsmouth, Derryfield within 2 with 1:48 to go at 6-4.
Yeah, Chili Cabot with the snag there on the clearing pass and finds his attack partners, Etso and Murray. Just a great heads-up play there. This will give the Cougars maybe a little jolt that they need here. Still time. They need a face-off here, though.
The freshman Alex Murray, his first goal of the game. Meanwhile, the Portsmouth freshman Smith won the face-off, lost it from behind, and then it's scooped up by Mancini, the long pole. Trying to keep his footing, draws a flag here.
You got
a rare penalty against Portsmouth. Meanwhile, Schneider looking to keep it going. O'Neill hacking it loose, trying to fall on top of it to draw the whistle. Finally will. With 1:23 remaining, the Clippers are going to send somebody to the box here.
Yeah, this is a clear penalty, and I don't know what you do here if you're Jackson Snyder and you get that ball. Do you just give it to the Portsmouth player because it's going to kill the play? They can't score on it, and just take a longer possession so the clock isn't being eaten up. Here's the call. Let's see what they got here. A technical of foul. Maybe just a push here then. Not real happy with the way these referees have signaled their calls here, especially at the bench.
Coach Fisher's not happy either. Heidinger, the man who scored earlier in the quarter, he's down on his right knee in the penalty box with a cold towel over his neck. Meanwhile, trying to line things up here before we resume with 1:23 to go.
Well, you got, like I've said all season long, 30-second penalty. You've got to push the ball. You've got to make it happen, especially with the time against you.
That's so for Dean. Dean up top, back door, denied by Michaelitis. Shuts down Silvio on the doorstep, comes away with the ball, and then launches it high in the sky. And it's O'Neill who pulls it in with one hand. Whistle, timeout Portsmouth. 55 seconds to go. Clippers have it with a 2-goal lead. And a well-done sequence of events there by the home team. We see the stop by Michaelitis, who has played well today. The long outlet frees up his teammate. They get the clear, they get the possession, they get the timeout. And now look to put the icing on this cake here. With under a minute to go, trying to close out Derryfield out in front 6-4.
Boy, as I saw Michaelitis come up big on that play against Silvio, it was a coulda, shoulda, woulda. Where would we be right now? See that a lot.
And then how about the catch as well? O'Neill with the one hand out in front over his head.
Yeah.
Athletic pull-in.
Yeah.
By the junior Michael O'Neill. So that's where we are. Portsmouth with possession, a 6-4 lead, trying to punch their ticket to the championship round. A special group, Roger. They went 14-1. Didn't suffer their lone loss until the final week of the season at the hands of their rivals, the Winnicott Warriors.
Yeah, and
again, 3 tournament victories coming into today, looking for number 4 here in the semis.
Yes, and man, this team has just fought hard. The games that we've done, every game has been exciting. Overtime, we've had overtime goals. Games. We've had 1-goal games. It just been a phenomenal D2 trip this year with exciting play, exciting players. Can't wait to see the all-state list. Hopefully we'll be privy to that or be allowed to talk about that. I know a lot of those selections have already been done, or not a lot, but all of them have been made. And we're going to see a lot of personnel on both of these teams on that list come playoff weekend, or finals weekend.
Yep. Championship Saturday. We'll have coverage in conjunction with the NFHS Network on Saturday. D1 championship between Exeter and BG at 4:30. And then the winner of this game against the winner of Kingswood and Timberlane.
That's for
the D2 championship. That'll be 7:30.
And that's a 4-4 game right now, I understand, with 7:20 left.
Kingswood, Timberlane?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, keep away time for Portsmouth, trying to run out the clock on the Cougars. with 32 seconds. Coach Fisher is going to call another timeout. 3. So 31 seconds remain. Well,
timeouts flying.
A good run if it does end for Derryfield. Again, champs, the last 4 times there was a championship game played. 2016, 17, 18, again in 19. No lacrosse, as we know, last spring due to the COVID-19 situation. Derryfield comes back. They come out the gate strong. They suffer their first defeat in a long time against Portsmouth. They dropped 2 against Winnicott in their final regular season action. They're back to their winning ways in the tournament, blowing out Goffstown, Memorial and West, and Pembroke to get here. This game was tied through 3 quarters. Portsmouth with Zach Amend, Mike Durkin, and Houston Heidinger scoring 3 unanswered, gave Portsmouth a commanding 6-3 lead with 2:35 to go. Derryfield's Alex Murray made it 6-4 just moments ago. But the clock now a factor. 31 seconds remaining out of the timeout. Portsmouth still has it.
Yeah, so Coach Fisher, as I mentioned earlier, joining Portsmouth as the head coach. He was here as an assistant a few years prior to that, but went right to the D3 playoffs, the finals in 2008, and lost to Hollis Brookline. And then there has been, as we just mentioned, a big gap between them moving into D3 and then up to D2 in their last two finals against Derryfield and losing that. So this is going to be a high point for them.
Durkin, a bouncer off the post. Loose near side, clock ticking down to 15 seconds. Big pile up. Heidinger escapes. Schneider out to challenge him behind the cage. Being pushed now into the corner. Going to throw it skywards. It'll come down along the far side wing, take a bounce, and that is going to do it. The Portsmouth Clippers on their home field are winners in this semifinal by a final score of 6-4. The Clippers now with 18 wins,
18.
Regular season and postseason as they storm into the championship round on Saturday.
They look like an 18-1 team. They really do.
Yep.
I don't think I've seen, aside from BG, a better defensive performance by a lacrosse team in New Hampshire high school this season. That was stellar today.
All right, we'll be back to talk about it, break down this one. A lot to get to. We'll preview the championship round on Saturday as well. Semifinal winners, Portsmouth, awaiting news from the other semi. Kingswood and Timberlake tied in that 4th quarter. We'll get you that update as well in just a moment. You're watching coverage, the 2021 NHIAA Boys Lacrosse Division II semifinals here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. The New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school varsity and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. Are you thinking of selling your home? Well, now may be the time. Given that spring is here, the market is hot, and interest rates remain at all-time lows. It's time to call Roger Howe, a licensed professional realtor with the Bean Group. Not sure what your home is worth? Roger will provide a market analysis for you at no charge. With 12 years experience in residential, commercial, leasing, and investment properties, Roger knows your local market. So contact Roger Howe of the Bean Group today. Is your company interested in showcasing your brand to thousands of high school sports fans across New Hampshire? If not, why not? And if so, let's go. Friday Night Lights New Hampshire is seeking sponsorship partners. It's the perfect way for your company to get out in front of the moms and dads who make up our community. Help us help you, and we can grow together. If you're interested in partnering with Friday Night Lights New Hampshire, then email us at fnlnhmedia@gmail.com. That's fnlnhmedia@gmail.com. Join our team today.
(6-4) the final. Portsmouth on their way to the championship round for the first time since 2017. They dethroned Derryfield. And behind really a strong fourth quarter performance, they close out Coach Hetler's guys and will face the winner of Kingswood and Timberlane Saturday night. This game had a little bit of everything as Derryfield put on their heels very early. Portsmouth scored the first two. Cougars fought back to tie the game at 2 at halftime. They exchanged goals late in the third quarter, and it was a low-scoring 3-3 as we headed into the fourth. Portsmouth then rattled off 3 unanswered and closed out the Cougars despite one more in the final 2 minutes there by Cougar freshman Alex Murray. So 6-4 is the final. The Clippers now 18-1 overall, and will look to close the deal Saturday night at 7:30 in Bedford.
Yeah, they are clearly one of the most exciting teams to watch. There was absolutely the 2 games that we did with these 2 teams this season. There was everything you would ever see in a lacrosse game. You saw goaltenders standing on their heads. You saw penalties to beat the band in the first match with these 2 teams. You saw not a lot of scoring, but it was 5-4 the first time. It's 6-4 the second time, and Portsmouth's going to the show.
Yeah, they are going right back to the championship where they were back in 2017. They lost in that game by a final of 7-4, but Coach Fisher, who's been on the sideline a long time, hoping for his first Division II championship. We'll take a look at that other semifinal right now. Late in the first half, not the fourth quarter, but late in the first half, Timberlane is out in front of undefeated Kingswood by a score of 5-4. So that game, which started at 6 o'clock Eastern, still with a ways to go. But right now the Owls, as they head towards halftime, out in front 5-4.
Yeah, and we've talked about Kingswood kind of from afar. They're off the beaten path up there in Wolfboro. The only other undefeated team in the state aside from Bishop Girton. What we saw on paper wasn't a really strong schedule, but they dominated every game that they played in, it seemed. Right. And we didn't know what Kingswood's all about. We did see Timberlane now, and we've seen him a couple times. I've seen him a couple times. We did the Oyster River game, and they came out ahead against Oyster River in that game, and we knew what the Timberlane is all about. Could be interesting to see how that game ends up.
Yeah.
And they were on the road, too. They had to travel from down to Sanborn, Atkinson, all the way up to Wolfboro. That's a hell of a trip.
Yeah. Well, again, right now, the Owls are 1-goal lead. We'll keep an eye on that one for you. Reminder, Saturday championship coverage on Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. We're broadcasting live in conjunction with the NFHS Network. The only way you can see Saturday's championship games, both D1 and D2 on the boys' side, is through a paid subscription on the NFHS Network. That's NFHSnetwork.org. We will have the call in conjunction with those guys and then release the broadcast a couple of days later on our channel, FNL NH Media. Roger, your final thoughts on this one is, again, Portsmouth, a winner, 6-4.
Yeah, done quite a few games in the last, 72 to 72 hours, something like that. You've done a bunch with the girls
been
combined.
A whirlwind, yep.
I did the Bedford game after we broke from the Exeter yesterday. I need a break. I mean, I need 2 days just to get warmed back up, do a little prep work for both games on Saturday. It's a 5-minute drive for me to get to the Bulldog Stadium. I'm thankful I don't have to be on the road because I'm going to be pumped. I'm going to be ready to go for those 2 games, and it's going to be exciting.
First one gets underway at 4:30. That's BG and Exeter. And then the D2 matchup between Portsmouth and either Kingswood or Timberlane will take place at 7:30. All right, I want to thank Tom Kozlowski, the athletic director here at Portsmouth High School, doing a great job, as they always do here, making us feel welcome and putting on an entertaining product as well. Want to thank, of course, the man in the crow's nest, the man behind the lens. That's our chief videographer and engineer, John Barron. The director is Ben Beals, the man behind the curtain. He's going to be eating well in the near future.
I didn't hear about this one.
Well, you heard about it. Don't play dumb. Our executive producer is Steve Beals, the man behind everything. He's here to my right, and my friend here to my left, of course, is Roger Howe. My name is Nick Anastas. We say so long. Final score, final time, Portsmouth 6, Derryfield 4. This has been a presentation of the 2021 NHIAA Boys Lacrosse Division II Semifinal here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, presented by Beals Insurance.